message for the ladies and gentlemen around the world and all the ships at sea.
We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us. So choose wisely. Subscribe to It's Erik Nagel wherever shows are found, on whatever platform you choose. And as always, leave us a positive review. Would you kindly?
You always steal stuff from the place you work at and radio stations. That's how you build your equipment and build your studios and whatever. But there's been every place I've been to, whenever they had guest headphones somewhere, one pair would always kind of go missing, and you're like, I don't know, dude. It's like, I don't handle those.
Yeah.
And then they go and they buy extra pairs, and then when they go to phase other things out, you snag those, and that's how you have a little archive of. I have boxes of cables, adapters, headphones.
It's like Radio Shack went out of business.
Yeah, every time
they did.
Yeah, the second an engineer leaves the door open and they're not looking, I'm going through and pulling stuff. I'm like, I could need this one
Such
day.
a hobo, Erik.
Hobo with a shotgun, Mike.
Oh, Rutger Hauer died. He was the hobo with the shotgun.
Mike.
It's Erik Nagel. And it starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear.
It's Erik Nagel.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another edition of It's Erik Nagel. That is me. Over in the Upside Down, that would be Gittles.
Hey, what up, everybody?
Thank you for joining us this week. Phone line is open, 651-SMITHERS, 651-764-8437 if you want to call and get in touch with the program.
I want to say, thank you for joining. I'm a co-host. I'm here pretty much every week.
Not you. There's other people.
Thank you for joining us this week.
There's people that are listening who I'm thanking for joining us this week.
I see what you're saying.
You have to be here. I don't need to be polite to you. The audience chose to be here.
I'm pulling back the curtain, I guess.
Yes, the audience chose to be here. Or maybe not. Maybe they're being held against their will and this is their torture. Maybe this is what they're doing with. This is that's exactly. So they're choosing to listen to this, we hope. And so we have to thank them for choosing us when there's thousands of other crappy podcasts out there they could be wasting their time with. They chose this one.
Thank you.
Moving on. Follow us on the social media. It's Erik Nagel across the board. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you could do that kindness for us, we would greatly appreciate it. Now, we are in currently a post-San Diego Comic-Con world. We did our big two-part special with Matt OG, going over the news and stuff that was coming out. This time around, our pal Zia Anderson is rejoining the civilized world after she was down there for the first time at San Diego Comic-Con. Zia, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on again. It really does feel like coming back to the civilized world, though, because it's fucking madness down there. It's my first one.
Could you hang on a second? I'm letting the cheers go down as everybody is celebrating that you have functioning equipment and they can actually hear you normally now.
I know. I haven't had a microphone this time.
Yes. So, okay, we can move on now. Nice. You're here. We understand you. It's like...
What'd you say, Erik? I can't hear you.
No one cares about you. It's like you're doing a radio show. So, anyway, so Zia got to go down to San Diego Comic-Con for the first time in her I was going to say in her professional career, in her personal life, anything else you want to attribute to it. She got to go there. We didn't. So she's a step better than us this time around. You win this battle, Gadget, this time.
You guys have gone how many years or how many years previously?
Like this many. I'm flashing fingers.
I've been to San Diego this many times.
That's racist. You're not allowed to use that.
Is that 0 or 4?
0.
That's also the game that he used to do where if you look at that and he'd punch you if you didn't put your finger through it.
Oh, sorry. I was supposed to be like this?
Yeah.
Like a shitty telescope?
No, if you do it like this, then that's the prisoner.
What if I do it like this?
Then that's just...
that's like Pan's Labyrinth or something.
It is. That is Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but 0.
So Zia... went down there. Now, this was not just for your own personal enjoyment. This was a business venture. Who were you going down there? Who flipped the bill? Who were you covering?
So I went down for AfterBuzz TV and the Popcorn Talk. It's the same. I guess 2 different networks and the same umbrella of business, whatever. So I did, just depending on which interviews I did. So I did a Jim Starlin interview. That was for the Popcorn Talk. And then I did some other press lines for AfterBuzz.
That's nice. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
it was
let's
really fun.
let's talk about you going down there first before we get into some of these interviews. Did you fly Southwest, and did they give you a free Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. Is that a thing that they're doing? Is that
They did that shit.
What?
That's what they did. They had for certain flights, if you were going to San Diego, you showed your badge or whatever that you were going to participate at San Diego Comic-Con. They gave you a Nintendo Switch.
Wow, I'm an idiot for not flying. I drove, 2.5 hours down instead of flying like a dummy so I could get the Nintendo Switch. Damn it.
I don't know if they would have gave it on such a short flight.
Yeah, they don't
I think
even.
it was for like a longer flight.
They don't even give you a snack for that short of a flight. They just look, you can buy the $7 box tier, or just be happy with your water. That's all you're getting.
There's just chickens flying around in the back. That's what I picture, like Indiana Jones.
It's too short of a flight. We don't have to pay attention to you, so sit down and shut up, and we'll be up front.
Yeah.
It would probably be like a 20-minute flight. It'd take longer to board the actual plane than it would to fly there.
Exactly. You just skim a tree and get there.
Yeah.
All right, so you didn't fly, you didn't get a Switch, you went down there. Did you get a good hotel? Because they have a lottery system that's going on this year.
Yeah, they did a lottery system thing that we had to enter anyway for AfterBuzz because we wanted a Bayfront room because we have an editor come down, because I think doing the coverage and editing at the same time is just ridiculous. So they wanted a place for the editor basically to edit. So we all tried to get that room. None of us got it this year, but I had already got a room a little further out, like 5 miles out from the convention or whatever it was, like 6 months ago. It was an okay hotel. It was like one of those old school ones, like a vintage from the 40s thing. Had a cool pool.
Nice.
Yeah.
A shitty room can be really turned around if you have a good pool.
Yeah, the room itself was trash. I think because we got there so late, they put us in the last, like the shittiest one. The bathroom was like old hospital bathroom.
Okay, was the wall that old stucco that Spanish style stucco
ceiling?
Yeah.
No, but I think it might have had a popcorn ceiling. Building.
Were there the cockroaches? Did you have that down there?
I didn't see any of those.
Okay,
thank God.
so you lucked out. Did the AC work?
It did. It was actually we turned it off when we got in there because it was fucking freezing when we first walked in the room.
You never turn it off. What's wrong with you?
I am a tiny girl from the tropics.
I don't care. Proper hotel etiquette is when you get in there, you shut the shades and you crank down the AC as low as it would go. Now, the sign of a real quality hotel is if it goes to 59. If it stays at 60, 61, then you're at your run-of-the-mill hotel, and that'll do for now. But if you can go 59, maybe 58, and that's where the bar is, you crank it all the way down so that the windows are sweating. That's when you know you're in a quality hotel and you're doing it right.
Freezing.
I'm never freezing.
What kind of like geezer freezer hotels do you go to, man? Like just trying to keep people alive, like below 60 degrees?
Okay, Brian, you didn't go to do the San Diego shows with Matt and me,
No,
but you got to do the Miami shows with me where Matt didn't get to go. Right, but at the hotel, we were cranking at least I was cranking the AC down all the way I possibly could.
Yeah, I mean, I kept it down pretty low, but I don't think I had it at like 58.
No, I try to push it past the plastic where it stops it. Sometimes you got to get in there with a little knife and chisel a little bit so it goes down a little further just to get that extra
I would
degree.
knock on your door in the morning and be like frost underneath the door. I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah, and you're hearing, I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow.
Ugh, gross.
Trees.
Too cold.
Like Ice Baby. Too cold. No, you keep the AC down, and then you keep the blinds closed and you turn the lights off. So when you leave, that room is just a freezer.
So you want to live in a meat locker is basically what you're saying.
That is the goal. That's the dream.
Okay. Well, and there's also a bunch of meat in there, so I get it.
I don't know what hotel room you're staying at that has a bunch of meat in there, but I am interested to find out, and I might peruse their website. All right. Anyway, so you're at a good hotel. You're able to get to and from the convention center. Did you get a chance to explore the floor, or was it all business? You're doing just interviews?
I did explore the floor a little bit. Like it was all interviews Thursday and Friday. I didn't have anything on Saturday, except for a couple of like doing some filming for Marvel TV Weekly and Marvel Movie News, and then also filming some stuff for Geek Bomb, which is the other company I work for. So I walked the floor a little bit for that. But during that time, The Flash was doing a signing. on the floor. So there was a whole section that I couldn't even get to. They kept yelling at people to keep walking, take your pictures and keep walking, but nobody
Was it
kept
the
walking.
Flash meaning the cast or the Flash meaning Grant?
The cast. It was
Okay.
Grant and Candace and I think everybody else too.
Okay. At the Marvel booth or at the oh, damn, who does the comics? No, I know. I don't think DC Comics had a booth. Sometimes, when they spread them out where it's like, oh, Dark Horse is here, but then some of the Dark Horse stuff is at a different partnership or something like that.
Like they had their whole own Flash thing.
Okay.
Like a whole big thing going on. And it was mobbed. Like I had to walk around and leave. Oh, I saw Gabriel Iglesias there too. He had a security team around him that almost bowled me over.
Was he walking
oh,
around with his own Funko Pop?
He looked like his own Funko Pop.
He's got a Funko Pop and I don't.
What?
I know.
You can make your own Funko Pop.
Yeah, but that's cheating. If you do a Funko Pop, you got to have somebody make one for you and then present it to you, because then it doesn't look desperate and pathetic.
Would it be weird if I made it for you and presented it to you, or do we know?
I was hoping you would ask that, and the answer would be no, it wouldn't. Gittles,
Okay.
I think you're muted, by the way. I can't hear you.
Yeah, this happened on Monday too. When I was playing D&D with Matt, and I was just talking, and no one was answering me, and I just finally screamed into the mic.
What's
And it, like,
going
went
on? Oh no, that wasn't.
Ugh. I said, "Hey!" I said, "Hey!"
He's ruining
That
this
sounds
game.
how I learned what lesbians were.
That and Lilith Fair.
Never been to one of those.
I used to have season pass. Just go all the
Oh.
time.
Season pass.
Yeah, but it was 2 seasons, so it was really not worth the extra money. Anyway, moving on. So, you saw Gabriel Iglesias. He's walking around with his own Funko Pop, showing everybody that he's got his own Funko Pop, which is good for him. What else did you see on the floor there?
I saw a bunch of. What I was doing was I was going around looking for Marvel cosplayers. So I saw a bunch of that. And tried to get pictures of like cool cosplays and stuff. Oh, there was a really cool couple that had a Fallout 4 cosplay that was pretty awesome. So I saw a lot of really cool cosplay there. That's kind of what I was looking for. There was so much going on and so many people. There was a booth that had some Harry Potter dresses, and I tried to get one. They didn't have one in my size, and that was the only thing I tried to buy. I was like, this is so overwhelming. I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything for myself. I tried to look for Harper Collins, though. I actually did legitimately look for that. A couple other people asked me for some stuff that I just was like, I don't know where any of this stuff is.
Well, I had to have a little talk with Brian because as of last week, he was very steadfast about you returning to the show unless you brought him toys.
Sorry, Brian. I'm sorry. I feel like a failure.
It's all right. I'll let it slide this time.
The next topic on, I need to get my shit together and buy some stuff.
Yeah, it's okay. Just send me a sticker. I don't give a shit.
I got Super Conan O's.
Oh, look at you. Well, you got a box of cereal, Eric. How did you get it? See, Eric gets toys.
I got
Where
that.
did it go?
I also got the all orange Conan 25th anniversary
Of course you did.
pop that was sent to me. And then
Did you actually? Are there actually cereal in there, or is there actually cereal
Oh
in there?
yeah, you can eat
hang
that.
on, listen. It's another version of It's Erik Nagel ASMR. Now,
Oh, no.
at first, you remember
Don't open it.
the go-to is the Skyline chili, and it goes like
Ugh,
this.
gross.
Oh,
I'm gonna listen
Now,
to that.
that's a horrible sound.
it is. It
Yeah.
sounds like a really loose bowel movement. Now, number two
Thanks, Eric.
is
Thank you, Eric.
now the Super Conan O's right here, and it goes a little something like this. There's cereal in there. Comes with Funko Pop Conan in there. What do they call? Pocket Pops. But it also states not actual size. So that means somebody actually complained that it's not the size of the figure on the box.
Well,
I was
I would.
expecting this giant thing here in said box, but it was less than this. So there's a problem. So they had to come up and go, you know what? Because he's an idiot. The rest of the world's idiots. We need to put that label right there on the bottom.
Yeah, someone will find a way to, like sue or something. Be like, this is what it said was in the box, and it wasn't that big. So
How are you gonna fit something that big in the box? God, I hate people.
I know. This world would be so much better without the people.
oh
We're all
my
in
god,
agreement
people are
with that.
everywhere.
Also got this, but I don't think I'm keeping this. I may sell this on
Send it to
on
me.
the show eBay account and use it to
Wow.
raise funds to expand Gittles Studio a little bit more. But I got the golden Gorgon thing from Stranger Things.
Ooh.
Nice.
So
That's San Diego exclusive?
yeah. So
Damn.
this was sent to me.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't.
That is a
really
cool
care.
one. How'd you get these toys, Eric?
I just was putting feelers out to people. I was like, hey, any extra stuff comes your way. I didn't go out there this year. Remember, I sent you stuff in the past. So
Who are these people? Who's these people, Eric?
they are top men, Gittles. Top men.
God damn it.
Women.
You and your people.
Person holes, whatever they're called now.
They're called gender fluid, binary, humanoid. I
Wait.
don't know.
Gender fluid.
Yeah.
Gender fluid.
Oh, no. Stop shaking the can of chili, Eric.
That's the gender fluid.
Eric, I'm going to shake your head till it sounds like that fucking can of chili.
If you wait a second, I'll grab the other piece there. Discuss amongst yourselves.
Gross. What does he get? Now what's he getting?
I don't know. He said he's grabbing. I thought he said another piece.
Oh, Jesus. Like, he just like shaking things in front of the microphone. He's such a toddler.
Well, especially, I mean, I don't mind normal things, but that thing.
Ugh, that's Skyline chili. It's gross. He's like, it sounds like a wet bowel movement. I'm like, yeah, it looks like it and it tastes like it too. It's not that good. I don't like that chili.
Skyline chili. Is it this brand?
It's this like liquid diarrhea chili. I don't know. I don't understand the hype for Skyline chili. I'm sure I'm going to get hate for saying all this.
No,
but it's
go
liquid
ahead.
diarrhea
It's total
chili.
garbage.
It's gross. It's
Is it-
nasty. You're supposed to eat it on pasta with cheese. Like, it's gross.
Yeah, if you look it up, it's served on plates of spaghetti.
Is that
That's like how you serve
all
it.
chili or
It's-
just
it's
that particular?
just that chili, and it's
Just
all
the
like
Skyline-
cinnamony and
Yeah,
chocolatey. it's weird.
It's a weak chili. It's more water based with cinnamon served over spaghetti.
hear the water when
Ohio's
you
kind of
shake the
fucked
can.
up that way.
I don't like the sound of that at all.
But anyway, we
I hate
got
it.
Orange Conan.
Oh,
Are you gonna
sick.
shake that too?
Shake.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sound, Eric.
No, because it's got protective plastic coating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the 25th anniversary of Conan and San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It's all orange, which is kind of cool.
So who'd you get to talk to when you were down there? What were your cool interviews?
Jim Starlin was a big one, so that was super cool.
Who is Jim Starling, for the people who may not know?
He is a comic book writer and creator. He created Thanos. He created Drax. He created Gamora. He created a lot of characters that you know.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was super cool. That was a really good interview. It actually got picked up by Screen Rant, wrote about it, and then posted the interview on their page. And in the article rather, and comicbook.com posted about it. A couple other places did too. So I was like, shit.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Congrats.
Thank you. I was super stoked.
It's
for
like
my
you know
first
what
one.
you're doing.
Kinda for
Yeah.
my sort of. I mean, I did a lot of research, but it was my first interview like that.
They all say random girl talks to Jim Starlin. And they're like, how did
Yeah.
she get it? We don't know who she is, but she asked questions and let's carry it.
Yeah, she passed the microphone back and forth. So that was cool.
Before
And then
security tackled her.
yeah, they're like, get the fuck out of here, you weird blonde chick.
She keeps showing up everywhere. Tack her. Yeah, every
She knows what she's talking about.
all
Get her.
your videos end with you being tackled, so it's like a jump cut scene of just you being constantly tackled, and then they have 4 security guards holding each limb of you as they go 1, 2, and then huck you out the front door like Uncle Phil and Jazz from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Wow,
I'm like
Eric.
asking questions as I go out. That was very elaborate.
It
Yeah,
was.
that was a very elaborate.
I have a lot of
scheme, Eric.
time on my hands, but please continue.
Yeah, apparently.
So you talked to Jim.
Yeah, and then the other one was Clark Gregg, which was really cool.
I like Clark Gregg.
Yeah, he's really nice.
I don't
And
trust anyone with 2 first names.
We had him on the show twice, Gittles. Once for the first Avengers movie before they put out Agents of Shield.
Angels of the
I'm gonna
Outfield.
reboot it. Angels of Shield. It's all the dead agents coming back, and
That would be hilarious. But hey, we can't do anything. We're dead. Like,
yeah,
no.
it is. All this other stuff's going on in the Marvel universe, and they're just kind of there. And it's like this show really has no point.
Like, hey, remember when we used to go help, but then we died because we weren't good?
They all
Yeah.
haunt Nick Fury. They're like, what an asshole he was.
Yeah, what a dick. They're just like knocking coffee cups off the table.
Dun dun dun. Angels of
Like a
Shield.
cat.
Go on for 6 seasons. They've done nothing. Anyway, so yeah, we had Clark Gregg on for the first Avengers movie, and then they did Agents of Shield on ABC. Really nice dude.
yeah, he was really sweet. And he came. I interviewed him and Ming-Na Wen at the same time. She's also on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and she's the original voice of Mulan, which I thought was cool. And she was super sweet.
Is she part of the Mulan reboot? Is she
No,
doing
I
the
don't think
narration
so.
or anything? Or no? Okay.
I know, kind of a bummer, right? It'd be really cool if she was there in some aspect or another.
I heard that they really are changing that around, the new Mulan. That it doesn't have the dragon friend that she was talking to, and it doesn't really focus on the boyfriend that was in the animated movie. Apparently, I didn't know this, but I didn't realize that the animated Mulan movie from the 90s wasn't that well received.
That was like one of the only ones I liked. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I read all the stuff that it wasn't well received. A lot of the I'm trying to think, is Mulan Chinese or Japanese?
I think she's Chinese.
Chinese, right?
I think she's Chinese. Yeah.
A lot of the it was panned as not being completely accurate to the original Mulan story and Chinese culture, what have you. With the invisible or the made up dragon friend they had there, they took offense to it. It didn't do well in China. So now the live action one that they're making doesn't have the dragon, doesn't focus mostly on the boyfriend, and she's not dressed up like a guy most of the time like she was in the animated one.
So they're really changing that story a lot.
They're changing a lot for China. The Top Gun trailer that came out, when he has his jacket on, they had to remove the Japanese and the Taiwan patch that were on his back.
Really?
Yep, they're gone.
Interesting.
Because otherwise it wouldn't play in the Chinese market.
I know that there was also some stuff going around on the internet, and I don't know how much validity there is to this or how many people actually feel this way, but supposedly some people in China were upset that they made in Shang-Chi, because that's coming out. They have the actor that's playing the Mandarin, who they think is kind of like a mix between Fu Manchu, which is super offensive, mixed with the Mandarin, sort of. So they're upset at that, and then also the fact that he is actually from China, and then the hero in the story, Simu Liu, the guy that they cast for that role, is Western Chinese because he's from Canada. So supposedly that's an annoyance, and I'm just like, So it's gotten to the point where it's not only that it's cultural misappropriation for a culture if you don't cast exactly that nationality for a part, unless you're white, and then the part is, why does everybody have to be that? It can be anybody. But like when it comes to the Asian parts, it has to be exact. You can't just have an Asian person in there if they're not Taiwanese, if they're not Korean, if they're not, it has to fit what they're doing. Now it's breaking down into an even deeper subculture where, all right, we have a Chinese actor playing a Chinese role. Yes, but he's Canadian Chinese. He's not officially Chinese. So now that's an issue? Well, it's an issue because they're making the villain someone who's actually from China, and the hero isn't actually from China. He's from Canada. Yeah, when is enough? Yeah,
I just cancel all of the rest of the Marvel stuff.
Yes, let's just do that and go sit quiet.
You don't have to worry about it. Just cancel all of it. I don't have to hear about it.
Cancel all of it. Let's all go sit quietly and reflect.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
Half the movies are gone.
Yeah.
Any one where there's any like fucking issues that people have, which is actually not half of them, it's all of them.
Get that gauntlet, snap it all away, and we'll be done with this.
You know how hard it'd be to fucking snap a gauntlet? Like, come on, dude. Like, some people can't even do that with their bare hands. Like a whole gauntlet, you'd be like, ka-clunk. It would be two metal sounds, like a ka-clunk.
Starts a fire.
Come on.
That's so dumb. So now it's like, you're not Chinese enough, even though you're of Chinese descent. You're not Chinese proper in order to portray a Chinese hero.
But is this like
from a fictitious comic book?
Is this like real backlash, or is this just like something like on a blog?
It might just be a small corner of the internet, but
a small corner of the world called China.
Tiny. There's not that many people there. Don't worry about it. So that's sort of a thing going on, which I find very interesting. Because if you're picking the right person for the role, it shouldn't matter where they come from. And I'm all for if you're going to have a Chinese person play a Chinese character, like, cool, yeah. The part of the reason why, The Last Airbender was just a trash movie, but they cast it horribly. But why does it matter where they're from?
Well, I think it could be also because of the outrage that Doctor Strange got with casting Tilda Swinton as the head of the society.
Right. Because she's white.
Because she was supposed to. I'm trying to remember the comic. Was she Asian? Was it an Asian character?
I think it was a guy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't know the Doctor Strange comic books that well.
I don't either.
But anyway, it was a big problem that she was portraying the head of the society there. So it could be that people are upset, or it could be Disney thoroughly fact checked everything for this going forward, and like, nope, this is good enough. So what? He's not from China proper. He's from Canada. Good enough. He is Chinese. Let's
He's
go
a
with
kung
it.
fu master, for the love of God.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. So you were talking about the villain, where you're saying that they're portraying him as really stereotypical, what have you. So the original concept for this series, I read, because I knew nothing about it, right? So I went on and read. So back in the day, Marvel was trying to purchase the TV show rights to Kung Fu, which was a TV show in the United States in the 70s, and they couldn't. The deal didn't happen. So they said, you know what? We're really into because there was a big Kung Fu explosion in the 70s. They're like, let's just make our
Kung Fu fighting.
Exactly. So they're like, let's just make our own Kung Fu, and then they came up with this franchise here, this series. And then eventually he went on to the character went on to be part of the Avengers, led the Avengers at one tiny point, and like he starts off as a basic level superhero, then gets certain powers, like he can replicate himself infinitely, and then he becomes more powerful and more. Less of a street level character and more of an incredible, powerful superhero. Mm-hmm. So they have a lot riding on this. And if they're upset about the villain, it goes, well, consider the source material. They back when the Kung Fu craze was going on here, that's what they built it around.
Right. Well, and at the same time, it's just a villain who happens to be Chinese. It's the Mandarin, which is a great character, which everybody's really excited to see done right, because Iron Man 3 royally fucked that up.
Well, so that wasn't the real Mandarin. No,
it wasn't the real Mandarin. I guess maybe some people could have liked it, but the general consensus was that it sucked. So it's going to be interesting to see how I think they're going to stay more true to that character for that particular thing. But it's just, I don't know. You're going to have villains, but you can't make every villain not a. I know.
All right, moving on from that. What else? Who else did you get a chance to talk to?
I talked to Jeff Loeb and
brother of Lisa Loeb.
Is it really?
No, I'm just making that up.
Oh. I was like, really? I'm so
you
gullible.
Say I talk all the time. So
okay,
bling bling bling.
Went black.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so I talked to him, and then another writer showrunner for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That was cool. I talked to.
They talk about the fact that, or do they clarify the fact that this was Marvel's decision to cancel the show, to pull the show, not ABC? Like they're saying it wasn't doing well. Marvel decided to axe this thing.
They didn't actually. I honestly need to go back and watch that interview because it is a blur. I don't even remember what I asked or what their answer was.
You were so excited. It's like, I didn't even know I was there.
Pretty much.
I was staring at the lights.
Yep. As soon as it ended, I was like, okay, does that sound okay? Did I get the words out right? But it was nerve wracking, especially the Clark Gregg McNaughton. And she's super sweet. When they walked up to me, she's like, look at you. You're so cute. And I was like, oh my God. Like a true child.
You got a hug. You got photos. I saw what you did. Yeah. Your online presence was, you did it the right way. Good for you.
Thanks. I was working on it.
Anybody else of note that you talked to? Because I had one or two other questions before we move on.
Oh, yeah. It was, Jeff Ward, who plays Deke in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so if anyone watches the show is familiar. And then also the actress who plays Daisy, and her name is escaping me right now for some reason, also from the show. And then from The Boys press line, that's that new superhero show
for
coming
Amazon
out.
Prime.
Yeah, The Boys looks great.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. So I wanted to sign up for that press line. I got Jack Quaid, who's actually Dennis Quaid's son, which I didn't know before interviewing him. But
is that true, or are you lying like I do?
No, I swear. I looked it up, and I was like, oh, he is Dennis Quaid's son.
Okay. Because I was going to say that's a great lie, but
yeah,
based on fact.
Just keep going with it.
But I'm super excited for that show. So I was legitimately excited to interview that cast. And I wanted Carl Urban, but I didn't get him because he didn't do very many interviews.
I didn't see him for he was at San Diego one year for something. I don't think it was Star Trek. It was something else. Was it Total Recall?
He was in Total Recall?
No, not Total Recall. Judge Dredd. Wasn't he Judge Dredd?
Oh yeah, he was in Judge Dredd.
Might have been Judge Dredd.
I didn't see that remake.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Was it any good?
I don't know.
It was
I didn't hear
alright.
anything.
It wasn't bad. Some cool fight scenes going through the whole tower as he's fighting his way up to the top.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, he was at San Diego when you were there, and we didn't really see him at all. We heard he was there, but yeah, he wasn't doing much press.
Yeah, he did like 2 or 3 interviews, probably with the bigger outlets. And then Chase Crawford, who is huge, but I think he's from one of those like Gossip Girl shows or something like that. But I've legitimately never seen him in anything. He did no press. He didn't do anything. He walked down the press line and just left.
It's like, what's the point?
I don't know. Like, why are you there? He was there to pictures. That's what it was. He took pictures.
San Diego is supposed to be the ultimate fan service, where you're launching your new project. You're doing big. It's a big blind box reveal for everything, and you're supposed to give incredible fan service to the press, to the people who come out, to the panels who maybe you run into in the hallway. That's not the time to kind of shun people and be like, I'm too busy. Can't deal with you people. This whole place was built on fans and fan service. You have to do that.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point of going to Comic-Con.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, Comic-Con is slowly turning from like fan stuff to just like a giant thrift store for nerd merch. You know what I mean? Like every year it gets more spread out. They have less panels. There's less interview. There's less access to people. It's just, I don't know. It's becoming a traveling
Wilbury
flea market.
Oh,
with some, some appearances that are good, but overall, like the quality, I feel like even at New York Comic Con has gone down over the last 3 or 4 years. Like we haven't had like quality access. They've moved things to different locations, so it's hard to get to.
Yeah. Because for New York is in the last several years have been more the TV reveal, non-Marvel TV reveal stuff in New York, where movie stuff was the bigger attraction for San Diego. But we're going to New York again this year.
When is that one?
Show that is the first Thursday of October. I think it's the third through the third.
Yeah, it's usually the first weekend in October.
Yeah. So we'll be doing the show there again this year for all of this. If you're in, I don't know if you can come to New York, but if you guys are in New York, you're welcome to come and tag along.
I would love to, but we're too much debt for that.
College, huh?
Actually, no. My dumbass didn't go to college. I didn't even graduate high school, so no student debt for me. I know, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Nick doesn't have any debt either, though. He got scholarships. That smart ass.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, right? Isn't that cool? Which I can't complain about. We're married. It's just all credit card debt. It's just living in LA is super expensive, and then when you're like part time for a while, it's rough.
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a lot.
Life. Shit sucks.
Yeah.
Well, if you're that much in debt, you shouldn't be lollygagging in San Diego like there's no care in this world.
Oh, Erik.
No, right? Just hanging out, having a good time. Like I fucking can afford that.
It's always hanging out at In-N-Out or Giardelli's or spending money loosey-goosey on the floor, just charging it to the plastic as the kids do.
Yeah, no, I'm not allowed to put cards anymore at all. Oh.
Did you do any shopping when you were there?
No, I didn't do any.
No, besides the Harry Potter dress that I know you were trying to.
I tried to. It was the one thing I was going to get because it was a Gryffindor dress. It was like a sweater dress, and I just really wanted it. But I didn't get anything. Nothing at all.
Wait, is that like a Hot Topic thing or something?
I think they actually do have them at Hot Topic. They said that they might have them later, so I could check the website.
Okay.
I really shouldn't have been buying anything at all. I like dresses, so yeah, hard not to want to get.
Fair enough. Making a note for myself. I'm going to go check out a Ravenclaw dress.
Are you going to buy a dress, Erik?
Dress.
I'm not some wussy Hufflepuff, my friend. Ravenclaws are badass.
So you're getting a dress, Erik, for Monty?
No.
Will you send me a picture in your dress, Erik?
Yeah, please send us a picture of Erik in your dress.
I really want to see that.
If they have it in my size. Maybe. I don't know. So you did your interviews. Where can they see them, by the way? Are they up on YouTube somewhere?
They're up on YouTube, yeah. The Popcorn Talk. It's I also, if you follow me on Twitter, I tweeted out the Jim Starlin link for that interview.
Give your Twitter address so they can follow you.
It's at Zia_land. It's spelled XIA_land. Same for Instagram, and I was posting some stuff there too. And then I'm going to go ahead and post the other links also, just get them out there.
Okay, good.
But yeah, all on YouTube.
So people can check out all the stuff that you were doing and how nervous you were around the cast of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So all in all, you had a good time at San Diego. Were you there for the full 4 days? Oh, were you there for preview night? Did you go Wednesday night?
I went, I got to the hotel around 11:30 Wednesday night, so I didn't go into the con.
Because preview night, as Matt and I used to love to talk about, are the big fight nights. That's where the police get involved. Because
really?
There was
like the celebrities, or what happens?
No. People go on preview night. Is the con opens up for like 4 hours, and you only get to go into preview night if you're press, if you have a certain high level credential. It's not open to the public per se. General admission pass, stuff like that doesn't get you in on the floor. But if you have certain pass levels and stuff, you go in there and you get to see what's on the floor, check out the layout, see the vendors, and you even go shopping. If you win certain lotteries, you can go there, right? So when we would do San Diego shows, Matt and I would, throw everything in the room, get ready, and then go on Wednesday night, try to do all our shopping so that Thursday through Sunday we could just do the interviews. And more times than not, on Wednesday nights, certain lines break out into fights. And Matt knows this story better than I do because he witnessed all this. But there was one line, I think it was the Hasbro pavilion that they had set up there. A fight broke out that people were swinging and throwing things that the cops had to come in and make arrests.
Jesus.
Because people were getting out of hands to try to buy these exclusives.
Oh, man.
So there was that.
The market for that stuff is crazy, though. Like, all collecting stuff, like, once you start into, like, heavy-duty collecting where there's rare things, it gets nuts.
Well, it's also that, but it's just, like, the whole secondary market's out of hand. Like,
oh, yeah.
The story that came out not too long ago about Metallica's management getting busted with Live Nation, where they weren't even releasing huge chunks of tickets. They were just taking the tickets, skipping the box office sale, and going directly to a secondary market on a markup so that they made even more money off these tickets, and that the secondary market was charging, 4 times the face value of the ticket for people that wanted to come see the band. There's people who go and just buy the maximum of whatever the allotment is per person, per item, and then they turn them around and try to flip them. Either they have booths at Comic-Con or they have collectible stores or something, or eBay stores. They buy all the stuff with the sole intent of flipping it for more money and never giving a shit about them, the items, or wanting to keep them. It's all about how much money you can gouge off the people off the internet who couldn't make it to San Diego. So those people tend to get in line that first night before people who really want to buy a piece for themselves, right? And that's usually when the fights break out, when all of a sudden, like, we're out, because they only have allotments per day. So if they sell out that day, they have more, but they can't sell them till the next day. So if somebody comes in and is buying 5, and then all of a sudden the other people online are just like, you're fucked, sorry, these guys bought all 5 at a time, shit gets real, and they, it's the equivalent of smashing a glass bottle against a counter and trying to cut the guy in the face. Yeah. All this stuff's going on. The cops came in and were arresting people near Hasbro one time. Another time, there was a line going in to see a pop-up exhibit for Game of Thrones a few years ago. God, yeah. They had the thrones, they had, and it was the time that Game of Thrones was doing the face wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where they would peel off your face and they would put it on the wall kind of thing. So they had the exhibit where you go and you put your face into this thing, almost like that, when they do the glaucoma tests, they put your face in the thing there, and they take your photo, and then they give you your ticket or whatever, your printout and email your photo. Then you go to the exhibit and they have the whole wall there, and then your photo will eventually show up on the wall where your eyes are like this and you look ghostly up there, so you can take that photo too. Well, people are going crazy trying to get into this thing, right? And it also mixed with a line for, I want to say something from Mattel was used at another pop-up location right next to it. So those two lines broke out into a fight, and Matt was there. Matt saw that fight too, and you got to ask him about that story. But he said, yeah, people were throwing shit into the streets, screaming.
Jesus.
People get nuts when it comes to this stuff.
I can't handle that kind of stuff. I'm like, you guys are fucking nuts. Like, even if I like something a lot and I'm really
Not worth it.
no, I'm not fighting someone over it. It's
I know,
so
people go
dumb.
nuts. Speaking of fighting over that, I'm looking for the Simpsons Alien 2-pack from Funko that I didn't get anybody to get me from San Diego. So if you have it and it's reasonably priced, please contact me and we'll talk some business here.
Yeah,
I kind of need that in my life right now. It glows in the dark too. It's awesome.
Is that's what you asked me to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, but I realized you didn't have a lot. There was no way you're going to get a lotto ticket to get over to Funko to even purchase it. So my point was moot of even asking you. But
That's
somebody
okay.
out there has it. If you're looking to part ways with it, please contact me. Or if you feel out of the goodness of your heart, because you like the show that we do, that you could send it to me, and I would appreciate it. I'd have it on display right here. And I'd give you a thanks and a hearty thumbs up. Anyway, enough begging. Moving on. So, all in all, you had a great time in San Diego. Did you go and try any kind of cool food places while you were walking around?
Not the. Oh, I had. This is so lame, and I'm just going to apologize in advance for this. One girl that I was with couldn't believe that I had never had an acai bowl. So I've never had one.
Right.
I was like, why? So I had my first one of those because she was like, I want to be there for your first acai bowl.
It's
And I was
okay.
like, okay, they're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was good because it had peanut butter and stuff on it.
It's
So-
one of those weird food trends that if people are into it and they know other people aren't, that they
Yeah.
feel like they're opening the world up to you by introducing you to this. Like if they said, "Oh, you never had ramen? Oh, I know the most amazing noodle place," and they think that because then it all becomes about them showing you. I could show you the world, shining, shimmering splendor, right? So when they say, like, "I'll show you the acai bowl and you'll love it," or "I'll show you the new Impossible Burger," it's like it's just like me. You're not gonna really. It's like, oh my god, it's the best thing in the world. No, you're making this about you. Just tell me where the place is. I'll eventually go and try it. You don't need to be there to watch me eat the damn thing.
Yeah. And by the way, the Impossible Burger is not just like meat. It's fine. It's better than a regular veggie burger, but it does not taste like a burger. I'm sorry.
I think it satisfies like your meat cravings,
That's
but it doesn't
exactly
taste
right.
like a burger.
I
Like
think-
if I had to eat a veggie based burger, I would definitely get Impossible Burger or Beyond Burger.
Yeah.
But like I don't think they're that bad, to be honest. I think they're pretty tasty.
I think
No,
it,
they're not bad. They're just not meat.
I think it's a two-sided
Yeah.
coin. What is it? When you have a coin that has two faces on it or something, whatever that's called. It's the way it's marketed, where it's like just like meat, is one to, like Gittles says, if you're vegan, vegetarian, you haven't had meat in a while, it's to kind of give you the feeling that you're having meat even though you're not. The other side of it is people who eat red meat who might be interested in trying this thing. So you're learning, it's like, if you like meat, you will like this. You know, you just got to give it a chance. So they're trying to get from both sides with the same marketing tactic.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. I don't know.
No, I'll eat them, and I do eat them from time to time. But I'm definitely not like, oh, this is the same as a burger. It's not the same.
No.
But other than that, I went to a pizza place and I got pizza and spaghetti and meatballs and garlic bread. And that
All
was
in the
pretty
pizza? That's awesome.
No,
I
but
should
that sounds
definitely try
awesome.
that.
Yeah, spaghetti and meatballs pizza.
Because when
No,
you
I
think
got
San
this.
Diego, you think spaghetti and meatballs on a pizza.
I mean, that's actually true. They had a couple. No, that's another place that I went to in San Diego at a different time was called Postabilities, and it had
Puns.
pasta. Yeah, and it had pasta in like a big sandwich. Like it was like a big bread cone stuffed with pasta, and that was amazing.
A bread cone? I've never heard of a bread cone.
Yeah, it was like a bread and like a soft roll bread thing in the shape of a cone, and it was stuffed with pasta.
That does sound delicious. I've never heard of that kind of presentation. I'm curious to look that up
I've heard
now.
of that.
A bread?
Yeah.
You've heard of a bread cone?
Yeah.
Huh.
I've seen it at like pizza places.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. I will definitely try it. I won't poo-poo a bread cone. I just I don't have the visual to go with it.
It's
Well, it sounds like you had a good time.
Yeah, it was nice. It was really fun. It was cool to get away from my day job for a while too.
San
It's always
Diego is the same temperature most of the year. There's no humidity, but you get direct sun on top of you.
The temperature was actually really nice. Granted, I spent a lot of the time in press rooms where it's cold, but even outside in the shady parts, there was a nice breeze. It never got that hot. It was really nice. So
good.
Lucky,
I am glad.
Sorry?
I said, well, good. I am glad. And unlike your fantastic adventure in San Diego, Gittles didn't have that, but he did go to see one of his favorite shows of all time live in New York City.
Yeah, I went How Did This Get Made to a live taping at Beacon Theater yesterday. It was really fun.
This is what, your third time seeing them?
Well, my fourth time going to see them, my second time actually seeing them.
Why is that?
Well, first time my friend got tickets, and it turns out they were counterfeit tickets.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the second time, like, something happened and came up and I couldn't go. And then, so I was able to catch it the last two times, which I was happy about. But the movies they picked were pretty bad, but it was very entertaining nonetheless.
Well, that usually is the point of the How Did This Get Made podcast, is they watch bad movies and criticize how it got made.
Yeah, but they picked a movie that like no one had ever heard of. It made like $20 at the theater, so it was just kind of like, why are we watching this? So but it was pretty bad.
Now,
it had dance battles and violin fights.
To bring Zia and some of the audience up to speed, if you don't know, that Brian got not really got into it, but had a bit of a discussion of words with Paul Scheer on Twitter, where Paul's like, "Oh, this isn't enough to appease you," and Gil's like, "No, I love everything you do. Just this is a really shitty movie that I don't think anybody would like." So you get to go to the event. One, did you run into him at all or no?
No, I didn't run into him. I mean, he goes through the whole crowd. So he came to every balcony and was like taking questions and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool.
That's good.
I didn't get to see him.
So how was the live event?
The live event is always great. It's really ridiculous because it's just three people and they're just sitting there. They're like, "Yep, this is a podcast, and you're in a studio in a theater watching us record something." Like, so it's always just kind of awkward, kind of funny. Like they play like the intro, and Paul's like, "Well, I'm not going to watch the intro to the show, so I'm just going to look busy on stage doing things." But I'm not really doing anything. So he just starts moving around chairs and like shuffling papers and stuff like that. It was pretty funny. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Now, was this before or after you had your brush with death?
Oh, this was the brush with death was last Sunday, so this was way after that.
Tell everybody what happened.
So my brush with death is very simple. I was walking, and I live in Brooklyn. There's lots of traffic, and I had the right of way to cross the street. I had the cross symbol, and I started going, and some truck, like a big like moving truck, made an illegal turn on a red and came so close to hitting me that his side view mirror actually knocked my hat off. It was like that close to just like running me over, and I was just completely shocked. I didn't even know what to do. I was just like, "What the fuck just happened?" Because it was so fast.
Jesus.
I'm guessing that he didn't stop or anything.
No, he just kept driving down the road as if like he didn't even like notice.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
But you were okay.
And it was like 145,000 degrees out. It was awful.
Oh.
But that couldn't have been the worst part of your day then, right?
No, it wasn't the worst part of my day. And then I was walking around, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the supermarket before I get home. And then some dude ran a stop sign and almost hit me. So then at this point, I'm literally just yelling at people in the street. Like a madman with like an iced coffee and a seltzer just screaming at people. And I'm like, "You have a fucking stop sign, you piece of shit." And the guy stops in the middle of the road, and I'm just flipping him off. All the Polish people in the neighborhood are just laughing because I don't give a shit. This guy's got Alabama license plates. I'm like, "Get back here, motherfucker from Alabama." And I don't think he wanted to fight me because I had camouflage on my hat, and he probably thought I was cool. So I don't know. But yeah, it came close. I was like, I better just duck into the supermarket just in case. Like that guy was pretty angry, and I'm pretty angry, and it's hot out.
Not really a religious person, but that could have been God's sign of telling you and said, "Look, it's ungodly hot right now." That first truck was just to try to nudge you to say, "Nah, I'm not going to go along with my day. Go back home." And then you persevered and plowed forward. And then
and so did the truck that almost hit me. And I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and then you have the car incident, and God's just sitting there and goes, "Look, strike two. Third strike's not going to be so fun." And then that's when Brian got the hit and goes, "Nope. This is the heat and almost getting hit twice. I think I'm going to just go and make Netflix the rest of my day."
Yeah, you know what it was? It was because Saturday was ungodly hot, and I spent the entire day inside, and I felt really guilty for doing nothing. So on Sunday, I was like, you know what? I should at least do something. It's the weekend. I can't just sit in the air conditioning all day just playing fucking Magic the Gathering on my computer. So I go outside, and I almost die 1,000 times. So then I just come home, and I, watched some videos on YouTube and played some video games, and that was it. Stayed nice and cool and alive.
And then the next day he went to go out and get a bagel, and here comes another truck. They're just sitting there waiting for him.
I almost get hit by cars literally every day, Eric. It's insane. People don't look. They're just like texting and driving. They're just hitting the gas and like flying because they're looking one direction to watch out for cars. They're not looking for people. It's fucking nuts.
You know
a dude was just killed like a couple blocks from my apartment like a day ago on his bike. Like he just hit by a truck. Like it's no joke, dude. It's like life and death out here. It's like life and Frogger.
Dude, stop going outside.
Ugh, I need to. I have to get places.
Oh man!
I walk everywhere.
All right, you know what we need to do? You know those?
You need a bubble suit.
You know
like
those
big inflatable balls?
Like a hamster.
Yes, I need a hamster ball to get to work.
Yeah.
You know those Russian dash cam videos that we see,
On
right?
my forehead.
You gotta strap a GoPro to the top of your hat and just tape your day, and just put up a video and it's like, Mayor de Blasio has to do something about this traffic. This was 4 days and I almost got hit 7 times.
Eric, if you send me a GoPro, I will fucking wear a GoPro to work every day and record my walk.
I think that,
and then I'll get the highlights and I'll be my own Russian dash cam video.
You know what?
Those
So
are popular.
I'll throw some more of the, I think I'll open up the eBay account for the show again, start selling off a lot more of the collectibles that I have that I need to get rid of. And we'll raise money not only to do some upgrades to your studio, but then we'll get you the dashboard. We'll get you a GoPro and the strap to put on your head, and you have to tape yourself walking to and from work, and we'll edit a video of how many times you almost get killed.
Yeah, we'll totally do it. Like, and every day you're gonna be like, wow, this is every day of his walk. He almost dies.
Remember back on the days of the show where we used to hear about your life, and it was about how many Marvel sets that you used to walk through while they were filming, because they were all filming right near where you lived.
They still do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Brian's walked through the sets of Daredevil, because that bar was right near you that they go to. Punisher.
Yeah, Daredevil, Punisher, what was the Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, like they were all in my neighborhood. Like they were all like the same 4 bars that were supposed to be Midtown, Brooklyn, like Canarsie. Like it was all supposed to be different locations. They're all literally a block from each other.
Also, The Tick was filming there, and Brian walked through that.
Walked through The Tick.
Yeah, so Brian's been in a lot of shows unintentionally.
Blue Bloods all the time. Like Blue Bloods, they shoot like every day. Like that's everywhere.
So jealous.
Mr.
Damn.
Robot films right in my neighborhood because it still looks like 1970s Brooklyn, so you can kind of like pull off that really grimy look.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just walk through shit.
So now we'll get you the strap-on GoPro, and then
yes,
you can tape your near-death experiences.
I think the GoPro will be better for when I'm walking through those sets, because then they're going to get really mad when they tell me to stop. So he's got a camera on his head. I'll be like, you can't touch me.
If we could figure out the technology to have the camera on your head and then stream it through your Twitch, so it's a live adventure, and then people can donate and place bets, will you make it to work alive?
Yeah, and then you know what something's going to happen? Someone's going to figure out my route and just run me down with the car and win the bet. That's what's going to happen, Eric. I'm advertising my own death through the internet.
What's that noise? $50.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't worth it.
Oh, well. Life's exciting. Moving on.
Fun for us watching. Yeah.
So, all right, other than almost getting killed and checking out live podcasts, anything else going on in your life?
No, I fell down a really weird rabbit hole on YouTube where I watch people solving puzzles, and that's what I do. And I watch people solving very hard to solve puzzles.
Like tabletop puzzles?
Sometimes I was watching one before. It was a level 10 like tabletop puzzle. It was like 10 pieces in a little square, and you just got to figure out how they all fit.
How long are these videos usually? Like, how long does it usually take these people? Are there edits?
Well, the one dude I watch, he has like a timer, like when he's doing them, but it's usually edited down. The videos would be like, I don't know, anywhere between 15 and like 20 minutes. There's usually like a setup. Well, there's usually like a setup where he's like talking about the puzzle, like explaining it. And then, I mean, most puzzles, it takes him like anywhere between like an hour and like 3 hours to solve. There's one that he didn't solve for like 4 videos. And he kept putting up videos. He's like, I'm not putting up another video until I actually fucking solve this puzzle.
Wow.
It was really hard. But some of them are crazy. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like weird, like brain teaser type puzzles. Like one is like a pachinko machine, and it's like the object is to get the 2 coins out of it, and it's just literally a square metal box. And you have no idea. You got to like shake it, see if you can hear things in there, try and spin the box because there's like gravity weights that will separate and then the box opens. It's fucking nuts, dude.
I've never even heard of that kind of puzzle.
Yeah, there's like all these crazy puzzles. It's like a mini escape the room for yourself that you could kind of play in a, like, you know, sitting down. If you can think of it that way.
Do you feel dumber after watching these?
What's up?
Do you feel dumber after watching these?
No, because I mean, I feel dumber because a lot of times I'm like yelling at the computer. I'm like, no, dude, don't do that. That's stupid.
It's
I know
a corner piece.
He taped it a month ago. Yeah, you know what, Eric? You would be so surprised at how many times there's like 4 corner pieces and none of them are in the corners. They're in like the middle on like weird angles. Like these puzzles are fucking
trying
strange.
to put the photo together. It's
yellow.
No, it doesn't go in the cloud.
And there's no pictures on the puzzle. They're just like clear like colors. Like, so it's like a green thing you can see through, like a piece of plastic. So there's no like, so there's no picture. You can flip the pieces and use them either way. It's pretty interesting on like some of these puzzles.
That would just make me angry. I would just be throwing puzzle pieces and cursing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the video is this guy doing that.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
That'd be great if his whole video series is him trying to do a puzzle, and then within 5 minutes it just ends with him, you know, flipping things out, going like "fuck this," and he gets up and walks away, and that's just how every video ends. He never completes a puzzle, but he's got 1.2 million subscribers watching him get frustrated every time.
But there's like a whole bunch of different puzzle people too, and like I started watching different people, and like there's this one guy, and he's like Germany, so he's like, okay, today we're going to solve the puzzle. I show you how to do it, and then it has like a spoiler thing. It's like, do not watch this, and unless you want to like actually solve this. But I don't know. I find it very interesting. I like those kind of things, like figuring out how people, just like how they manufacture these puzzles. Because like, when you see like the intricacy that goes into these puzzles, like it's insane. Like the amount of work that people will put into this puzzle, and like some of them are expensive. The guy's like spending tens of thousands of dollars on these puzzles. And each video has close to 10 to 15 million views. So I'm not the only person who's fascinated by these.
I was about to ask you how many views. 10 to 15 million?
Yeah, like on like a lot of the videos. Like he's got a lot. I mean, the guy's also like a magician, so I think he gets traffic from that. But he does. It's like some of the videos are pretty cool. So I would say just type in level 10 puzzles and hit go on YouTube, and you'll find weird shit. Stuff you find at like a dentist's office, like on a table, and you're like, oh, what does that do?
As fascinating as some of this might be, do you ever take away the feeling that this is a complete waste of time on their part? Like you get it, it's difficult to solve, but you can go like, you know what would be easier? Not doing this, not wasting your time with this.
There's been some where like he solved the puzzle, he's like, all right, it's done, and I'm like, you're not done with that puzzle. Like you just finally started doing shit. Like you finally got something unlocked. I'm like, oh, that was the whole puzzle. You just had to get that thing off. I'm like, okay, that was kind of boring.
Those pieces don't fit. Look, you can see the tape
to do it, but it was kind of boring.
You can see the tape where he's edging it down. It doesn't fit this. I think he's cheating. That's what you should do. You should mock other videos by making puzzles. If no one's making the Frustrated Puzzle channel, that should be you. You should just keep getting these. You go to a lot of these craft stores and thrift stores and things like that. Just get puzzles and try to put them together and just go for a couple minutes and then go, get all mad and you throw it all across the room or slide it off the table. And that's just how your videos end. You tag it with all the same puzzle stuff like they do, and they'll be like, "Dude, you see the puzzle guy, the frustrated puzzle guy? What does he do? Nothing. He never completes a thing. He does it for about 5 minutes and then screams and throws it across the room."
Yeah, I mean, that could be a good video. That could be lucrative, especially if I had the GoPro there for like the action shots, like just throwing it.
Yeah, I mean, look. Let's take
but then mine is like Frustrated Puzzle Guy, but they're not hard puzzles. It's like 2 pieces for an infant, and I'm like,
you can steal the whole camera shot thing from the those casting couch porn videos where they have the one camera on the girl here, and the other one like this. So the GoPro showing you looking down trying to put the pieces together. Then you have the side view of you actually trying to do it, and you get frustrated in 2 different angles, and it's just a whole weird thing. And they're like, "Oh, watch it." It's like, "Oh, look, we got about a minute left. He's gonna lose his shit soon."
That's actually more amusing to me than the idea of watching people successfully putting puzzles together.
I think so.
That over the other guys.
But it's not. A lot of them aren't putting puzzles together. A lot of them are taking puzzles apart.
Oh.
And then putting them back together.
Oh.
I don't know. They're very different. I'll send you guys some links. And you'll watch it. And you'll be like, okay, I see what he's talking about.
Okay.
Like, this is kind of interesting.
You can mock this again. Going to the thrift stores, buy an old VCR or DVD player, and go, in today's puzzle, I'm going to take it apart, and you're really just pulling the parts off the machine, and then you're trying to put it back together again, and you keep calling it a puzzle, even though everybody knows this is not a puzzle, but you just keep calling it a puzzle, and you're like, how does this piece fit? And then you get frustrated, and you throw it all in the garbage, and that's how it ends.
Like, it's not a puzzle. You're playing Jenga.
We'll start you off with a moderate budget. A few $100s, and then you could get a lot of this stuff. And let's make these videos where today we have a farm, and you shake the box, you have the thing right there, and you're trying to put the farm together, and you're like smashing on the sheep head onto a cow's body, and this isn't working. You get frustrated. First video done. And then the second thing, you get like an old Rubik's Cube, or that, remember when Rubik's had the ring things where you had to fold it and flip it and with the plastic?
Yeah.
And it never would work right, so you just would take scissors and cut the strings in between it. I'm just telling you, there's so much money to be made here by you're the frustrated puzzle guy. You never complete
I'll do it.
Thing.
People got to start sending me puzzles. I'm looking these things up on Google right now. They're not cheap. So start sending me puzzles so I can be frustrated.
Well, we can work up to that. Let's try the craft stores, the Goodwill, the thrift stores all in your area. See if you can find some of that stuff there. Even if it's already been opened, that's fine. Yeah. It would even be better if
I have puzzles here that I have like jigsaw puzzles here that I haven't finished that I've wanted to throw across the room. So I could just start with one of those.
Start with that. Imagine you bought a used puzzle, or already open puzzle, right? And you bring it home and you see that the pieces are already numbered, so that it's easy to put the puzzle together, and you still have a problem with it. And you can't get the instructions right. You can't read the handwriting of what their notes say, and then you go, screw this, you throw it off the table, and then you walk away, and that's just how the video ends. There's a lot of money to be made by you being the frustrated puzzle guy.
All right. I'm trying. I'll try it. Let's start sending me some puzzles. I will do puzzles on camera.
Very good.
That'll be my Twitch show, just me doing puzzles. I got 2 cameras here. We can do this.
I like where this is going. Let's make this happen, everybody. Gittle Base on Twitter.
Instead of the Riddler, I'll be the Gittler.
Nice.
Nice. That was stupid.
It was.
Edit that out, please.
No, we're going to leave that as we go to break with that horrible line. And when we come back, we're just going to plow through some TV, movie, and updates, and a little bit of what happened this week in history. We'll be right back.
Ooh.
It's Erik Nagel. More It's Erik Nagel. Next. It's Erik Nagel. Follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, and Facebook at It's Erik Nagel. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app.
And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos.
Good news, everyone. Bad news. You're listening to Erik Nagel. Poor people.
Hey, welcome back to It's Erik Nagel segment 2. Here with Erik, Gittles, and our pal Zia Anderson back from San Diego Comic-Con, joining us here on the program. Looking at last week's box office, coming in at number 1, The Lion King. Did really well, but I've heard from a lot of people who went to see it, kind of boring. Which is
terrifying.
Which is a bit of a disappointment. I saw we mentioned this last time. I saw a video online, the side by side of I think it was Hakuna Matata.
Yeah,
they showed the animated versus the live action one that they did. In the live action one, they're just walking down a path. Nothing exciting's happening other than they're just singing a song. And you're like, the animated had so much more life. There's monkeys and trees and all this other stuff. And they're just walking down a dirt path as like, we're animals that shouldn't coexist. If I was a real lion, I would have eaten both of these things at this point. And they ruined my personal favorite part of the entire movie is Scar singing.
When the dad dies?
No, that's the comic relief. I'm talking about when Scar sings his song "Be Prepared." Jeremy Irons from the original movie.
Jeremy's Iron.
Genuine class.
Yes.
They they really neutered the song. They toned the whole thing down. The song's available up. Disney has it up on their YouTube channel. They put the whole soundtrack, and they really toned down the emotion, the theatrics, the over the top of elements to the song. It's very low key, and it was quite disappointing. Because Scar is one of the best villains in the Disney world, Disney universe, if you will. The song is amazing, and just the whole movie really just didn't really seem like it. Less and less that I want to actually see it when it comes out on demand.
I mean, on demand you should see it. It'll be free. It'll be a train wreck.
It'll probably be on Disney Plus. I'll have that service.
Yeah.
It got a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, I know it didn't do well amongst critics either. And I think just in general, people are super underwhelmed with it. Not that I was going to go see it anyway. I actually haven't seen any of the live action Disney movies.
I saw one, and it was Jungle Book. I saw Jungle Book.
Okay, Jungle Book.
Jungle Book wasn't bad.
I heard that was actually the best one.
Oh, look at me. Right off the top of the bat, number one. I don't need to see anything else. Case closed.
Probably true. You don't.
Coming in at number 2, Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 3, Toy Story 4. Number 4, Crawl, which is the alligator in the Everglades during the hurricane movie, right?
Yeah, I kind of want to see that. And
I've heard actually good things. It says it starts off a little slow, but then it's just constant being chased by an alligator, which is fine with me. That's what I want.
For that.
I don't need, the emotional reconnection of a father and daughter who, trying to rescue during this hurricane. I just want them going, oh shit, another alligator, and they're running.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like for 40 minutes, it was, oh shit, alligator. That was the review. And it got a 75 score on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh shit, alligator.
Oh, it's nice.
Coming in number 5, Yesterday, which I'm amazed is still doing well. That's the movie about everyone forgets the Beatles except one dude, and he totally rips them off.
Yeah.
Cool premise. But yeah. I hate musicals.
Yeah, it depends. I'm not a big musical fan either, but it sometimes it does definitely fit. Like Willy Wonka, definitely it fits.
Yeah, you're right. That's okay. I'm okay with that. And I saw the Book of Mormon, and that was.
I loved Book of Mormon. Yeah,
Book of Mormon was amazing.
So funny, so good. But I can't. That's the reason I never watched the Disney live action movies, because once they start singing, I'm like, oh, shut up. You just say the words. You don't have to sing them. It's very annoying. So yeah.
What's coming out this weekend? Oh, the only movie that anyone really cares about, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Quentin Tarantino film.
I want to see that.
Getting a lot of good early critic praise for this. And then I heard rumor that Quentin's looking to do a Western television show based on the Western that they're featuring in the movie that Leonardo DiCaprio's character plays in that Western. So it's like very meta. Like, so they have the movie, and it's about this movie star who's in this fictitious Western, and now they want to make that Western show as well with Leonardo DiCaprio. Would be great if he did it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd watch it. I mean, it depends on the movie is, though. I want to see the movie first, see if it's any good.
Right. I'm going to make time to see that, and I got to go see Midsummer before it's out of the theater. Because I keep hearing more and more people talk about how great that movie is.
I want to see it. I'm nervous because I have a lot of anxiety, and another girl that I talked to that has that said it freaked her out really bad.
Right.
But I still want to watch it. I'm just a little bit nervous. Maybe I'll just take medication for that one.
And I'm still hearing from people, it's a mixed bag on that movie, and it's not that some people like it, some people don't. It's some people saying it's very horrifying, and then other people saying, look, there's a lot of funny stuff in that movie.
It's both.
Yeah.
I've seen it twice.
And that's the great kind of mixed bag I'd like to hear. It's funny. No, it's horrifying. No, it's funny. Like that kind of thing. So everybody likes the movie for different reasons. It's not like, oh, this movie fucking sucks. It's, no, I like it because of this.
Like it for the comedy and the horror.
Right.
I have like one friend who went and saw it this week, and he was literally like, I don't understand why you guys like this movie so much and why you keep talking about it. I was like, dude, it's fucking great. He's like, is it? He's like, he just didn't get it. And I think it's just one of those things where, because it's not a typical horror movie. It's like a weird drug trip, fucked up cult type movie. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I heard it's a weird mind fuck. Like it's just
it's definitely. I mean, like it's definitely the best depiction on film I've seen of people on hallucinogens, like for 100% sure. But yeah, like it's really funny. That's all I'm gonna say. Like once you get past, like the opening to the movie is fucking intense. Like it is a really intense, like 15 to 20 minute open, and then after that, it's pretty good. And like they ease you into the comedy like after the opening. So
interesting.
It's really good though.
Well, I do have to go say it,
and I forgot about this. The second time I went to see it during a part when they're at the festival, something happens, and some dude from the back just goes nope and gets up and walks down the stairs and just left, and he did not come back.
That's a cutscene from Family Guy where he's sitting there watching a movie,
did that,
and he throws his hands up in the air and he goes, "I'm done," and gets up, and Peter just walks out of the movie.
Yeah,
that happened during this movie. Some guy was just like, "Nope," got up and just walked out. I mean, it's a gross movie. I don't know how to describe it. Like it's horrific. It's gross. There's lots of different kinds of trauma. Like
I definitely need
lots
to see
of different kinds of comedy too.
Gittles has been talking this up for a while, and then I hear other random people telling me how great the movie is. So I trust these people, and I definitely need to go and see it.
You have to
especially after seeing
you have to go see it like in theaters though, because it's a really good movie to see with a crowd.
Okay.
Like see it like ASAP, because I don't know how much longer it's going to be in theaters.
Unfortunately, I'll never see it with a crowd because I do day movies.
I mean, as long as there's like 3 other people there, like you just want some other people there, because it's funny to hear other people's reactions.
It's me and 2 other weirdos.
Well, because the thing is, it's like when stuff happens, like you honestly, like in your head, you're like, this is really funny, but if I laugh out loud right now, people are going to think I'm a fucking psychopath. But then you realize everybody's laughing out loud. And you're like, oh, I'm surrounded by psychopaths. This is fantastic. We can just laugh and have a good time at this horror.
You know what I'll do? I'll increase it by 1. I'll walk into the theater, and if I see one guy just sitting alone, I'll go and I'll sit in the seat right next to him.
I would leave any movie that anybody did that to me in.
And as the lights,
I'd get off the bus if someone did that shit to me.
As the lights go down and it's about to start, I'm going to turn real quick and go, "This is going to be a ride," and then turn right back.
No, you got to turn to do it quick. Like, I hear this is scary. Like, just like really quick.
Will you hold my hand?
Boy, I almost broke my own neck turning my head that fast. I was midsummered myself right here. Oh, that's not a spoiler. No one has their neck broken.
Okay. Not that I don't mind spoilers.
But yeah, go see it. Go see it. I can't stress it enough.
Okay.
I'm going August 17th. I'm getting tickets to the director's cut at Lincoln Center. It's going to have an extra 30 minutes of whatever the fuck he cut out of it. But I'm very interested to see it.
It's a lot of long dramatic stares and blinking.
It's a long movie. It's like a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, I know.
Too.
I saw.
It's not like a short viewing experience, but it goes pretty fast for being a long movie.
All right. And then
the kid from Bandersnatch is in it.
I don't know who that is, but I'll recognize the face.
Is that the choose your own like Netflix movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the movie? Yeah, I never watched that, but I heard people liked it.
You should.
It's fun. There's a lot of different endings you can get.
You have to go and watch it. Not watch the whole thing several times, but you can watch it, make your choice, see where it goes, and then go back and then change the choice again to see what changes, to see what happens. There's a lot of hidden stuff in there.
There's a lot of hidden endings and like different things you could find, and some of the endings are really funny and some of the endings are pretty stupid.
Very minor spoiler. Very minor. Doesn't take away anything from it, really. So there's one particular scene where he's in an office and there's a safe. Now, depending where you went with the story, there's 4 different codes you can put in the safe, and it does 4 different things. It's that kind of detail.
I mean, when I was a kid, I used to read those Goosebumps books where you got to choose your own. Then you just always go back, and because if you got the one that you ended up dead, you're like, oh shit. You go back and choose the other one.
Oh, damn it, Goosebumps. I'm always dying.
I know. Or does that just prove that I'm an idiot?
Why is this so... No, for a book that's always in, the young readers section, there's a lot of horrific deaths going on in this.
It's very true. It's, just trying to traumatize kids young so they're prepared for the real world. That's what Arlstein was really trying to do. It's like, life is actually crap. Here you go.
Yeah.
Now it's made into TV movies starring Jack Black.
Oh, yeah. Did you actually watch that? Was it any good?
No, I didn't watch any of them. I should. I didn't see the Goosebumps movie, and I didn't see the other one, which was not the Goosebumps movie, but it was the Goosebumps movie called The Clock Inside the Walls or something.
Oh, I saw that. I actually really liked it.
Oh, okay.
I actually really, really enjoyed it. Kate Blanchett was great. There was some adult stuff in there that was like done really well, where you're like, oh, cool. And the story and the premise, it was actually really well done, especially for a kids movie. I went in and was like, oh, this was awesome.
Adult stuff, what? Violence? Nudity?
No, just like undertones of like stuff that I don't want to ruin it, but you'll see it and you'll be like, oh, that's like kids. Maybe kids will get it actually, but when you see it, you're like, damn, that's heavy. But it's but it's good.
Okay. Maybe then I'll have to change my mind and add that to my summer viewing list. I'll have to see The Clock Has Walls or something. The walls have clocks.
The
house with the clock walls.
Yeah, you got it. It's close enough.
Yeah, like every house.
Stroke your clock and walls.
Yeah, like every house that wants to know what fucking time it is.
Yeah.
Finishing up with the movies coming out the following week after the big blockbuster Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the Fast and Furious spinoff Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh my God.
Which takes place in Zia's homeland of Hawaii.
Samoa.
No, there's parts of it is in Hawaii.
Some of it's in Hawaii? Oh
Yeah.
my God. I can't wait to see that.
So you're going to watch and go, I know that hill, or I know that house, or I know those people, or I don't know any of this. What island were they on?
I actually don't know. So I'll find out. I actually want to see that though, just because because Idris Elba, and B, because of that. So, and it looks kind of fun.
It does look like kind of fun. I actually,
it looks like he has like a controlled like telepathic motorcycle or some shit from the trailer where he's like calling it and it's like coming to him. I don't know. It looks kind of wacky.
Yeah, and I think he's like kind of like a super soldier type.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. I've never seen a Fast and Furious movie. I need to. I have the whole set, but I have yet to watch it. So I'm gonna have to put
all of them.
Yeah, they sent us a thing a couple years ago that had all 8 movies. Yeah, 8 movies. So I have them. I just never have watched a single movie. I should.
I think I watched like the first and second, and they were fine. But it was like after that, it was enough. Like I'm good. I don't need to see 5 more Fast and the Furious movies.
I remember a trailer where they
kind of do though. They're pretty great.
I remember a trailer where they're racing on the ice and then a submarine shows up out of nowhere through the ice.
It's so ridiculous. Like they're just over the top for the sake of being over the top at this point. Like they know what people are going for. Like there was one movie where there was the train and there's like 2 cars just crashed into it from each side, and then it goes through a tunnel and the cars get shaved off, and then it flies into an airplane. Like it's fucking nuts.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just all just crazy explosions and vehicles flying everywhere. It's great.
Movies like that are always fun. It's just like fun to go see mindless action where you don't have to think and there's not like some crazy plot. It's every once in a while it's like just a break.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on in television right now that we haven't already discussed from San Diego Comic-Con, other than I started watching Deadwood. Anybody watch that?
No, that's been on my watch list for a while though. How is it?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I think I'm on episode 7 of the first season. I'm really enjoying it. I didn't think I would, but I am really enjoying it. And in this particular episode, a young Kristen Bell joins the cast.
Oh, interesting.
As a underage teenage prostitute at an underage teenage prostitute at this brothel, which was I guess unique casting. I don't know her personally or her habits. Maybe this was a dream role for her. I don't know, but she fits the part nicely. Ian Mcshane is on this cast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Really good as the guy that runs the casino and brothel. I don't remember all the names of the characters, but Timothy Oliphant is in it.
Oh yeah, he's good.
The whole show's solid. I can see why people. I didn't watch it when it was around, and I only started watching it.
I always thought you did. I thought it was like one of the shows you really liked.
No.
For some reason, I was so confused.
I never watched it, and then when the movie came out this year, and everybody was raving about the movie, I said, you know what? I really should go back and watch this show, and I'm glad I did. So I'm 7 episodes into the first season. I can't recommend it enough. If you have HBO, it's on your on-demand there. If you don't, I think you can just rent it off HBO Go. It might be on Prime. I'm not 100% sure. But definitely worth watching. It is really good. I don't think there's anything else TV-wise that I'm watching. I do have a few other things, though, before we get out of here. Rutger Hauer died.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with that actor, he died at the age of 75. Mostly known, he's one of those guys that's never not worked. If you look at his history, he's been in a lot of projects. But I think he's most famously known for being in Blade Runner, the 1982 movie, which is a movie I have not seen that everybody else has seen. So that's on my list as well.
Either.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I have. I never meet anyone else that hasn't seen it. I want to watch it. I never get around to it.
You know what I'm gonna have to do? I put this whole list together.
Like, it was panned by critics when it came out. People didn't understand it, but it's a really good movie.
Harrison Ford's in that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So I put this list together of summer viewing that I've never. These are all movies that everyone else has watched that I've never watched. I'll send it over to you, and then next time we talk to you, you can.
What's on the list?
You can. I put Blade Runner on the list now, but I'll let you
add that.
I'll let you take a look at it, so then you can criticize me for not seeing certain things, which I'm sure you've seen, or you can say, "Oh, I never saw that either." Get your
There's a
feedback on
lot
it.
from me that I haven't seen that like everybody else has seen, just because of like I think part of it is growing up in Hawaii. I watched a lot of certain things. Like I watched so many Jackie Chan movies and Jet Li movies and stuff like that. But then a lot of the time I was just outside running around. So there's just certain things that I missed that I like need to make up for now that I'm older.
Running
So
around
like-
doing what? Picking pineapples?
Actually, yes. Pineapples are delicious there.
And mangoes. Oh, by the way, she scolded me last week or something about fresh mangoes. I had no idea that apparently mainland people in the United States don't know what a good mango is. She thinks they're all
Probably not.
garbage.
No,
I mean-
I've been trying.
I mean, we don't have. It's not a food that we grow here, other than I think maybe in Florida they might have some mangoes, but
Even
I think there's some
that come
trees.
up- Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was I think there's like some trees in like California, maybe like Texas, but we don't have like that nice, soil in Hawaii where they can grow things with like all the fucking tasty nutrients.
The
and shit.
volcanic soil where they make
Exactly.
great coffee and macadamia nuts and
Yeah,
yeah.
It really
100%.
makes a difference. And I didn't realize how spoiled I was because I've lived on an avocado orchard. I've lived on a macadamia nut orchard. I've lived with like fresh star fruit just growing in the backyard. When you're driving along, like literally you'll see mangoes and you just kind of pull over on the side of the road and pick the mangoes and eat them.
That's
It's like,
crazy.
yeah, I did. I literally never realized that was not a normal thing. But I guess why would it be? Same thing with like bananas and papayas. And I haven't had a papaya in years because they're just, oh man, they're just not good here. And I keep trying with mangoes. I like even the ones that come up from Mexico are not good. I've tried so many times, and Nick is like, "Why do you you're just disappointing yourself?" And I'm like, "I know, but I really want a good one," and they just never are. Ugh.
Could you do that website? I think it's called Goldbelly, where you can order food,
Yes.
regional foods from around the country, and they ship it to you. Could you just
Yes.
go on there and have them, pack a bunch of Hawaiian fruit and dry ice and ship it to you?
Maybe I should look into that. We've done it from with New York Bagels, and we've looked at like some other stuff.
Wait, you're in the LA area, right? You're at the point now where you get good New York food in Los Angeles if you go to the right places. It's not
Tell
that
me
unheard
you
of
did.
anymore.
Because Nick can't find them and he hates it all.
Okay.
So if you hear of any, let me know and we'll try them out.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get a couple of names for it. I know where I can find the names. Another resource is if you watch Seinfeld's Comedians in Cars.
Oh yeah.
When he does some of the LA visits, they go to like there's the one with Larry David. They go to an authentic Jewish deli restaurant in there where they get pastrami and corned beef and all that stuff like you would get in New York at this
Was it
place.
called Cantors?
You could hold a gun to me,
Probably.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that one show, it has a few LA visits and they go to places that specialize in food from the New York area. So there are good places out there where you can get it. It's not obscure as obscure as it used to be back in the day. You can get some stuff. I'll look around and see if anybody knows of good bagel places that compare to New York.
Thank you. We've tried some stuff, like anything that's like, oh, New York style this, or looks like it might be. Like, we'll check it out just to see. So far,
outside of the New York area, New York style is just it's a branding term.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing. It's not authentic.
Nope. He's usually not happy.
And I don't blame him.
No.
One other TV thing that I don't think anyone cares about. The reboot of Beverly Hills 90210 starts August 7th on Fox. I don't know if I even care.
Nope. Never seen the original. Not a...
Well, I think it was a little before your time.
Yeah.
This was big when I was in junior high.
Okay.
Which is
I watched a lot of
long
Friends
ago.
and stuff, though.
Yeah, but Friends... No. Yeah, Friends started... When did Friends start? 94, I think Friends
94?
started.
93, 94, somewhere around there.
And ended right at the turn of the century.
Yeah, yeah.
I just rewatched all that on Netflix. I plowed through all the seasons.
It's fun. It's a fun watch.
It is, and now I'm halfway through Frasier, so...
Oh, Frasier's great. That's one that I just watched for the first time.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm almost done with season 4, and there's 11 seasons, so I'm very excited.
Yes. So much to watch.
I think that's it for television. Oh, yeah, we were talking about Rutger Hauer. So
Hobo with a Shotgun. He was great in that, too.
That was the other thing I wanted to point out. He was in Hobo and a Shotgun, where he played the hobo. He was in Batman Begins. I forgot about that until I was reading on, and then I was like, oh, yeah, he was in there. He was in Batman Begins. And, of course, Sin City with Mickey Rourke.
Sin City, it's true.
Yeah, he was in Sin City as Cardinal Rourke, of all names. But then he has an extensive body of work of a lot of projects. Like, oh, he popped into this thing for one episode, or he's in this shitty movie, or he's in... Like, he never stopped. And it was good to see. I like seeing careers like that where you're like, oh, he was in that one movie. You go, no, dude, he worked for 20, 30 years straight in projects you may not have seen, but he was one of those guys that kept going. So Godspeed to Mr. Hauer.
He will be missed.
Quick look through the week in history, and we'll get out of here. This week in history in 2014 is when Guardians of the Galaxy premiered in theaters. We also had Ed Wood's cult classic Plan 9 from Outer Space. It premiered, and the next day it was dubbed one of the worst films ever made. One day at the premiere, then the next the reviews. This is the worst movie ever made. And
Which one?
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh, yeah, it's a pretty bad one.
Yes.
That's another one I've never seen.
It's bad. It's like classically bad.
You don't even need to. If you just watch the movie Ed Wood, you get the
just
gist
watch
right in there.
the clips on YouTube of it. You don't need to see the whole thing. It's really hard to sit through.
Good to know.
What happened this week in history? Back in 2016, this Japanese electric company announced that they're manufacturing the world's last video cassette tape.
Wow.
They were done. 2016, it took them to finally end that format. You'd think it would have been a long time before that. You're thinking 99, 2000, when recordable DVD software was out. But no, that was not the case. Let's see what else we have here. 1974, Death Wish, which is a fun movie to watch. The original Death Wish came out in theaters. And 1998, this past week, Saving Private Ryan, which I realized I think I started watching, but I don't think I ever finished it. So I have to add that to my list to go back and watch all of that.
Do it. It's a great movie.
Got here. 1990, Roseanne Barr sang the national anthem at the Cincinnati Reds San Diego Padres game, which is
pretty bad.
Infamous. At one point, it was the worst performance of the national anthem in recorded history.
She's not a singer, is she?
No, and she purposefully sang it bad. Like, if you listen to it, it's bad.
Yeah, she
didn't try.
She didn't try, and at the end, she did Home of the Brave. She grabbed her crotch and then spit out at the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was that. This one, Brian, you'll laugh at. So it was 1 year ago this week when that Georgia representative, James Spencer, was forced to resign after he was fooled into saying racial slurs on Sacha Baron Cohen's Who is America?
That's right.
Remember where he was yelling the N-word the entire time?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a year ago? That felt like that was like 1,000 years ago.
Yep.
Holy shit. So much has happened in the last year that like a year that passed is so long ago.
I know, it's exhausting, right? What else did we have here? 1991 this week, Paul Reubens, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman, was arrested in a theater in Sarasota, Florida for exposing himself during an adult movie.
Dude, the other day I was walking around, and this is how old I felt. I had on, I was just listening to Pandora, and they have like commercials.
Right.
And it was a commercial talking about the 10th anniversary of Inglourious Bastards. And I was like, holy shit, that movie's 10 years old already? Like, that's insane to me.
I like that movie a lot.
Oh, no, I know. I liked it too, but I didn't think it was 10 years old already. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, time's moving pretty fast, and it's not. And I was thinking about this recently because this leads to my next thing. It's not just that time's moving pretty fast if you don't stop and watch whatever the Ferris Bueller line is. If time's moving pretty fast, and it's not just because you're getting older, like the old adage used to be, but everything around us moves so fast now. It's not just us, our perception of time because you get older. It's the world and events. The news cycle moves so fast that, I mean, look, 3 weeks ago, the bottle cap challenge was the big thing. Last week was the Face app thing. Yeah. And, right now it's
they were all like a month ago at this point.
Yeah, and right now it's the, everybody's talking about because, Mueller testified. That's the big news thing right here going on. But look, those things were a week and 2 weeks ago, and now it's ancient history. You would have sworn it was months ago. Yeah. Like how fast everything moves. Now,
it's true. Well, I was going to say, I feel like the running butthole challenge was like a big thing for a while too, but that's already gone.
I know. Look, I laughed at first when I saw the one that dude. I forgot the porn star. He was a porn star and he started that thing, but he didn't start it as a challenge. He just posted a video of him doing that, and then it caught on so much that somebody dubbed it a challenge, and then all these other adult stars started doing this, men and women. Mm-hmm. And they were. I was watching these videos surface, and I start to get. Looking at this as like, this is pathetic because a lot of these adult stars were now thinking, this is a trending thing. This is how to get, not just be an adult star and be in that world, to get into more of the mainstream world by doing these things.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, look, we're going to trend. We're going to be popular. We're going to get more mainstream. And then it came and went so fast. It didn't even trend like the bottle cap challenge or the face app thing. It was that guy's one video that went around. Then all the other porn stars tried to do this, or even regular people who were getting naked and running into the phone like that. But it never took off as far as, internet trending popularity. And it was just sad because, they were all desperately trying to get some kind of mainstream acknowledgement so they could probably move out of the adult world. But running naked into your phone was, I don't know why they thought that was the way of going about it.
Here, let me show you my butthole. Hire me for a real movie, please. What?
I thought you were really going to do that. We were going to pause the show, but that was not the case. I think that's it for the rest of the history stuff. The creation of Looney Tunes, the Tex Avery stuff, and Les Moonves being accused of sexual misconduct by Ronan Farrow and forced to resign. So that was your week in history of anything that really matters. And Toys R Us is coming back, but not how you think. They're doing 2 shows. They're returning for 2 stores, one in Houston, one in the Garden State Plaza Mall, which is about half an hour from where I live. That's it. 2 stores. I don't know why it got such buzz. Like, oh, Toys R Us is coming back. It's like you might as well just be gone. Having 2 stores and
just be gone. Like it's not worth it.
Yeah,
it's not like, what are they gonna be like the FAO Schwartz of like one store? Like it's just so stupid.
I know. It really kind of sucks. As we talk about how fast everything changes around us, there was something kind of familiar, kind of fun where when you had stores where they actually were taking care of the stores, where you could walk through a Toys R Us and look around, and it was kind of fun to see everything. Or go back even further when they had video rental stores where you could go. It was just a kind of a feeling. It was kind of exciting to go there to see what would be there. It was always a chance. The movie that you want may be there, maybe not. You hear the clunk, clunk, clunk. You run to the front desk. Can you see? Did they return that movie? Is that the movie? Can I get that? You're not having those experiences anymore, and it's a little sad. I mean, I know we're in a world of convenience where you can just order it on demand. Everything is right there, or you can order stuff on Amazon. It'll be there anywhere from 1 to 2 days. And those are nice perks that we have. And I'm we should all be more appreciative that we live in a world like that. But there's also something to be said about just the experience. It robs you of the experience. Forget the other people, but it just, for yourself, it robs you of an experience of doing something.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like a nostalgia thing. Like you said, you remember the excitement. Like when you're just clicking through a screen, you're just looking at titles. You've done it 1,000 times, but and you can get it no matter what. And you're kind of just sitting on your couch. Like it's not a thing. It's not like you're going with your family and you're like, ooh, this movie night. This is cool. It's like a treat.
Because it was kind of fun if you were a fan of a property and all of a sudden you're just walking through the aisle and you see it on the peg or you see the big box on the shelf there. You're like, oh my God, they put out this. I didn't know this existed. You're like, wow, I need to get that. Or, oh my God, they're making a product line for this thing that I didn't even know there was a new version of it out. Or they were even putting this stuff out. It was that cool kind of surprise when you would see this stuff there. And now, even though you could just order it online, I got to admit, sometimes I miss a step or two where I don't know shit comes out. Because I don't have that store to see that, it's in the stores, or the TV ads letting you know that it's in the stores that you may want to go get these things. If you don't know, if you're not reading blogs all the time or news sites or following anything specific that you enjoy, you get lost in the shuffle on a lot of this stuff. You'll forget about things because everything, again, moves so fast. And they don't tell you now because you have to search everything out yourself.
Yeah,
it's easy to get it once you know it exists, but learning
you have to kind of be looking for it now. You have to know what's out.
Yeah,
I just forget,
and that's what's exhausting. You're trading the convenience of going to the store and just seeing it, the presentation laid out there for you, and picking and choosing what you're going to get. To now, we'll get it to you instantly, but you have to know that it exists in order for us to for the convenience of us sending it to you instantly. So now you got to research. You're sitting there and constantly keep on top of things or else you don't know what's going on. And then you get that dumb fear of, the fear of missing out syndrome that people get.
FOMO?
Yeah, that nonsense.
Is that a real thing? People actually have that?
It's a buzz term that people swear that they have it. Like it's an actual, it's a minor anxiety.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a minor anxiety type thing.
Yeah, I think it's just a buzz term that people try because everyone makes things about themselves. Oh my God, I have that all the time. I need to know everything that's going on. No, you really don't. I get annoyed when I find out something existed and I didn't know it existed because I'm like, I would have liked to have gotten that, or I'm excited that this is here now, but I didn't know. So you get a little disappointed. I'm not freaking out over the fact that I don't know every single thing that's coming out, every trend, every video, every product, all that other stuff.
Well, then you can just the beauty of that is you're not going to miss out because you can just watch it later.
Exactly.
Like it's still going to be there. That's weird. That's a weird one.
Life is strange.
Life is strange. I have a Life is Strange shirt.
That's true.
They came out free at Comic-Con this year. I got as many as I could because I need clothes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we went to that one place because it was like a pop-up thing for a handful of games.
Capcom?
Something.
Oh, it was Square Enix, I think, because they had like the Final Fantasy game and some Resident Evil shit.
They had food, they had some drinks. We walked in there and took advantage of that, and then we were taking the gift bags and every free thing. Like Brian said, he's like, I could use all these shirts. Just give me shirts.
Yeah, I was like, put anything in this bag, I'll take it. If it's free, I'll take it.
All right, with that, we have to go and do the plugs. Gittles, what do you have, sir?
Gittlebase on the Twitter, Instagram, and Xbox Live, and an update for my Twitch cooking show, and that is that I did a test run in my kitchen the other day and set everything up, and in the summertime, my kitchen gets too hot and my computer overheats, so I have to find a way that I can do this. Might have to wait till fall when it's a little cooler out.
All right, so look for it this fall.
Getting there this fall.
All right. Zia, what do you have?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Zia_land. I think I already said this earlier in the show. At XIA_land. And then you can find me on YouTube, on Marvel TV Weekly. That's on AfterBuzz TV. And Marvel Movie News, which is also... no, that's on the Popcorn Talk. And then Geek Bomb, we are looking to do a show. So we're basically just... trying to get people to join Patreon so that we can afford to do the show. Basically deciding if we want to do it live or if we're going to pre-tape it and then edit it and put it up. But it'll be up on YouTube. Basically, it's just going to be four girls kind of geeking out over stuff, I guess. We're trying to figure out the exact rundown of the show.
Well, there's your title, Four Girls Geeking Out.
There you go. That's a good one.
There you go.
And I'm actually trying to get a stream set up too, so I'm slowly piecing that together. So yeah, maybe look for that in the fall also.
For me, it's E-Rock Radio across the board on social media, but more importantly, the show, It's Erik Nagel, across the board on all the social media platforms. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to leave a voicemail to be used on future shows, call 651-SMITHERS. That's 651-764-8437. And also a quick plug for the other show that I do with Brian Johnson from AMC's Comic Book Men, Tell 'em Steve Dave, all the Kevin Smith movies. We do a show called Would You Kindly, which airs on the Compound Media Network. We have a YouTube channel set up where you can see the first 5 episodes now of the show are available up on YouTube. So follow WYK Show on Twitter and links you to everything through there. And if you come over to Compound Media, subscribe, use the code WYK20. That helps us out, and then you save 20% on a subscription if you want to watch us live as we do our thing. And I think that's about it. So until I'm so all over the place. So until next time, everybody,
be excellent to each other.
And have a wonderful time.
And we'll be seeing you.
It's Erik Nagel.
We can't afford Imagine, so just imagine this is Imagine. Imagine, imagine. No religion, nothing matters. Everything is bad.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Erik Nagel on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For ways to listen to the show, go to itseriknagel.com. And remember to tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends.
And they can tell 2 friends. And they can tell 2 friends. And those 2 friends can tell 2 friends.
Well,